All right, now let's see this text generation comparison. And what I thought is like ChatGPT obviously will be going in depth with a complete overview of 360-degree. And before that, I thought of comparing both ChatGPT and Bard exclusively, like from the from each and every aspect. And the best thing to get started with is the text generation comparison itself. And if you see this window, this is all about this ChatGPT interface. This is the web interface of ChatGPT, and this is the Bard interface of ChatGPT. So this is bard.google.com. What you need to do is you just need to come up here and sign up with your Google account, and then you are good to go with that. And this is the ChatGPT, chat.openai.com. As you already know that ChatGPT is from OpenAI, and that's how it is, right? And if you see, I have collapsed my all the chats which I have previously done, and this is what it is here, right? So don't worry about this user interface and all. We'll be going into the depth, like all the overview of that, what are the features of ChatGPT and how to get enable that. And as you can see that at the time of recording, I'm already a ChatGPT Plus member, and it's a paid account basically, which means like for you to access GPT-4, you need to be on that GPT Plus member, and then you can get this GPT-4 access, which gives you advanced data analysis and plugin support. So these all things which we'll be seeing in the details in the coming section. So don't worry about that because this GPT-4 is the premium version. So we'll be seeing this, the factors which is, making distinction from that GPT 3.5, which is the free version. But our main focus will be on the free version because, the free being free because it can be used by anyone who is having that internet access. Just like that, right? You don't need to pay anything for that. So that's what our main agenda will be, that we'll try to solve each and every bit of the problem with this the free version itself, rather than focusing on the premium version. Premium version will just get into that once we need to discuss all about the plugins, what are the out of the box plugins which is popular, and how it can certainly solve our problem in much precise way rather than 3.5, and what other capabilities gets attached to that in case of GPT-4 itself. So if you are a premium member, so then also it's fine, right? So you can most of the time use 3.5, which is the free version, and as and when you require let's say plugin support or beta features like data visualization which help with ChatGPT. Let's say you are building on recommendation engine, so then of course you can switch to GPT-4. Anyways, having said that, let's take one example of a text. And when we say text generation comparison, let's apply a prompt, and don't worry about this terms prompt chaining and prompt multiple prompts things. So these things we are going to definitely look into the prompt engineering perspective right from the blank slate itself. So here I'm just putting it in a clean slate, as in side by side comparison, so that you can at least understand the gist of the difference where Bard and ChatGPT is getting compared on daily basis, and how which one fits into your bucket itself. Now let's see, these days EV trends are pretty high, right? So everybody is talking about this EV is happening, and what are the thought and process of EVs, and how is the adaptability is happening, right? So let's see that. So let's ask this question: what do you think about EV adoption as a general trend happening in India? I'm comparing from India perspective versus in world, and also tell me by when everyone will be shifted to the greener, everyone will be shifted to this greener technology, right? So I think that being said, now let's see what is it's going to give, right? So if you just click enter here, so this is start generating, and it's a start thinking also, and this is getting generated by 3.5, which is insanely fast, which you can see here, right? and I'm just giving you all the free examples at the moment, which you can see. So it says like electric vehicle adoption is a global trend and that is gaining momentum, and India is no exception. Very good. Several factors are driving EV adoption in India and worldwide. Environmental concerns, of course, government policies, advancements in technologies, lower operating costs, consumer awareness, and this is certainly to the point, which is happening, and that's what I talk about, the conciseness, right? So you see this, how properly this is getting drafted, right? So if you just do this Google search, right, so you will get the same result, right? If you just let's say open google.com, and although we'll be having this comparison in a different segment also, but let's try this text here. And what it is saying, you can ignore this Merlin part. So Merlin is again a chatbot, on top of AI. It's on top of ChatGPT itself. So that's what it is trying to give, applying after this ChatGPT techniques behind the scenes. So this is what is enabled as a extension, as a in my Edge and Chrome, but you can just look at these answers, like so what it has done, it has listed down all the articles which is happening recently, and this is what it is, right? So actually from the article perspective, let's say you are a blog writer or article writer, and you need to have put certain perspective in picture, right? So how do you do that, right? And you can simply come here, write your question or write your prompt here and get the answer. You can certainly ask for more refinements, which we'll definitely see in coming sections, how to do prompt chaining, and how to ask ChatGPT to change few bits of this and maintain some different tone of that. So these factors will be obviously will be covering. But from this perspective, now let's compare this from the Bard perspective. So this is what we got from ChatGPT. And if I just come here into Bard and just paste this text over here, this is our prompt, and now let's see what it is going to give here, right? So it's thinking, it's not a straight away start writing, it's thinking at the moment, which is, you can see in the spinner. And this has given EV adoption trend in India versus world, and you see the comparison here. The EV adoption trend in India is still in its early stages, but it's growing rapidly. In 2022, India sold, you see the numbers which it's quoting, right? It's like 4,55,733 EVs, which has 354% increase, which is phenomenal from the previous year. And the growth is being driven by a number of factors, which including government incentives, declining battery cost, and increasing awareness, which is quite a bit on the same lines what ChatGPT is saying. When everyone will be shifted to EVs, it is difficult to say, but this is the plan is like. Now it's saying that by 30% of EV penetration by 2030, this is what the plan is. These are some numbers which it is saying. So here other things is like so what it has quoted you the some stats also, like because from 2022, which means it's actually crawled the web in the real time, and it has provided the data as well, right? So if you see there is other factor differentiation over here, right? So there are 3 drafts for any query which happens, and you need to select one of these drafts, or you can regenerate from here as well. But if you see the draft 2, which it is saying the comparison side by side sales, and this is nice, right? So this is what you most of the time need whenever you are let's say preparing for a pitch deck or a sales deck, or you as a marketing guy, right? So you would be needing this probably, and this is out of the box, it has been given here, which is really nice, right? And you can export to sheets as well, which is here in the, I think it's a Google Sheets basically, which it is referring to. And this is pretty nice. We can see like this is EV market share in 22 and EV sales growth in 22, and 23 is at the time of recording is running. So it's not at all, looks like it's not getting added for that, but this is what it is saying. And these are the 3 drafts which is given you out of the box, and you can select one. So in case of ChatGPT, it's the one, otherwise you can also regenerate here from, this is the button which you can see here. But from this high level factor, which I believe is like let's say if you like a textual concept and the conciseness perspective, you can stick to ChatGPT. And from the numbers perspective, the latest trends, what is happening, right? And the actual figures which is being put together by Bard, because it has the capability to crawl on the web itself, right? You can think of this Bard as a web crawler which is sitting on the pile of data which is getting added on daily basis, and it has an access of real time data at the time of query. So this has edge over providing more factual data at the time, right? Because it's going to scroll the web or crawl the web and get you the fetch you the latest one. And at the same time, ChatGPT being more concise and too accurate till the time it was trained. So as of now, the cutoff date is September 21 for ChatGPT when the data were loaded. So based on that factors, it has given you this particular perspective. So I hope you have got the context of this, like between the chat gpt and Bard text comparison, and you can yourself also make a decision like when to use when. And basically it's a good idea to use in conjunction as well. So what you can do, retrofit few content from here to there, and that will make out of the box content at the end, right? Which you can utilize that thing. So it's not like who is better than whom, right? So it's always like working in conjunction, right? So that's what I'm trying to put that particular picture here.